Welcome back to Horrors Worldwide. Today I'm going to explain a British computer screen supernatural horror film called Host, released in 2020. Spoilers ahead! Watch out and stay safe. Host is a computer screen film made through Zoom recordings of 6 friends: Haley, Jemma, Emma, Teddy, Radina, and Caroline. The friends can't meet because of the lockdown due to COVID-19, and so they have decided to hold weekly Zoom calls to stay in touch. The film starts with Haley removing her webcam's cover to show her Zoom meeting being recorded. She selects her friends, Jemma, Teddy, Radina, and Caroline, through her contact list, so they can enter the call. Through her camera, we hear a strange banging noise in her apartment. She picks up her laptop, hands it around to show what is in front of her, and looks around her apartment. In the corridor, a closet door suddenly falls open, spilling out hockey sticks and other things. Then she goes to her living room window and pulls up the blind. We see that Jemma is tossing rocks at Haley's window, which was the source of the banging noise. Jemma points to the phone in her hand, meaning that Haley should let her into the meeting. The two girls discuss the séance which they are about to conduct, for which Haley has hired a medium by the name of Salin. Then Emma joins and tells them she's nervous about the séance. Next, Radina joins and we see her boyfriend, Alan, behind her cooking in the kitchen. Then Caroline joins. Her dad is also in her house with her. Alan is banging around in the kitchen behind Radina, so she mutes her mic so her friends can't overhear their conversation and talks to him. He makes an angry gesture and goes to the bedroom. The girls play around with different scary filters, joking that this will be them before the night ends. Finally, Teddy logs on and he is shown at his girlfriend Ginny's parents' house, which is a mansion. He shows the girls around the house virtually by carrying the laptop around. Teddy opens up an old, creepy-looking musical jewelry box and blows cigar smoke around it to signify a creepy atmosphere. Haley tells them all she is about to let Salin into the call and tells them all to be respectful during the séance. Before Salin joins, Teddy, Radina, Caroline, and Emma do shots while Haley is taking a Polaroid picture of her laptop screen. Salin joins, greets the friends, and explains the procedure to them. Then she tells them all to light the candle that each one of them has in front of them, and explains that the candle will act as a guiding light and a focus for any nearby spirits. Before the séance starts properly, Teddy leaves the call because Ginny keeps interrupting in between. She hugs him, blows out his candle, and switches off his call. Once the séance starts, Haley claims that she felt a hand on her shoulder. Suddenly, Jemma screams and springs up, saying that someone just touched her neck. Salin tells her to call out and ask some questions about the spirit and see if a name comes to her mind. Jemma claims that she has made contact with one of her friends, Jack, who she knew from school. He was always very nice and he had committed suicide. Jemma starts crying and suddenly Salin drops out of the call. After Salin drops out of the call, Jemma peeks out from behind her hands and they all see that she's laughing. The girls figure out that she lied. Each of the girls gets up to the bathroom or attend to something else while they're waiting for Salin to rejoin. Through Jemma's camera, we see that her candle has gone out. When they all come back and sit down, Haley is angry at Jemma for not taking the séance seriously like she requested her to, and they start arguing. The argument is cut short when Haley's chair is suddenly pulled violently back by an invisible presence. The other girls are scared, but Haley insists that they should try to talk to the spirit who is there. She hears a noise behind her and goes to investigate, carrying the laptop with her, but the apartment is empty. Next, Caroline hears something and goes to find the source of the noise. She figures out that it's coming from her attic. She doesn't want to go up alone, so she puts her phone up on a tripod and pans it around while she stands at the bottom of the attic ladder. The girls see the legs of a corpse dangling in the attic and warn Caroline to come down immediately. Haley looks into her room and points to something, asking if the other girls can see it. When they say they can't see anything, she takes a picture from her Polaroid and shows them. In the picture, a corpse is dangling from the ceiling. Suddenly, Emma's glass breaks. Haley tries to contact Salin and finally gets back in touch with her via call. She tells Salin of the frightening things all the friends are experiencing. Salin tells Jemma to ask Jack if it's him causing all these things, but Jemma says that Jack is not real and she made him up. Salin tells them that they should have respected the spirits and that this isn't good. Since Jemma made up a person, they have basically created a mask, and that anything can come through and start wearing this mask. According to her, the spirit could be demonic because Jemma sent out an open invitation. She starts giving them instructions on how to end the séance and get rid of the spirit, but the spirit causes more disruptions, causing lights to switch on and off in all the girls' houses, and Salin's call suddenly gets cut off. They all start freaking out, but Haley has taken part in previous seances, so she knows what to do. She guides them into ending the séance, apologizing to the spirit, and sending it away, and nothing further happens. The 5 friends think that this means the séance is over. Radina gets up and leaves, carrying the laptop with her, without noticing that Alan's body is hanging from the ceiling behind her. The girls are about to end the call, but Haley is concerned because Radina is looking for Alan and worrying. Caroline's face is suddenly smashed into her laptop's webcam, causing the artificial background she set up to disappear, and her laptop falls to the ground. Emma has a filter turned on, and when she looks into her own camera, it shows her that a figure is in the living room with her. She scatters flour on the floor to see if something is coming towards her. Suddenly, all the cabinet doors at her kitchen bang open, and when she turns around, footsteps are coming towards her through the flour on the floor. Radina's screen is still empty. Emma sees the flowery footsteps coming towards her, and she runs and hides in her room. Radina appears back on screen talking to someone on the phone, when Alan's body drops in front of her. Frightened, she tries to run outside, but she is pulled violently away from the door and killed by the spirit. Then, through Caroline's screen, we see her repeatedly smashing her head into her desk, causing her artificial background to disappear completely. Her face is completely bloodied and she is screaming for help. Haley and Jemma start arguing and blaming each other for this disaster. Haley is suddenly pulled violently back, her chair is pulled to the side and she is pulled out of the room. The door of her room slams shut. Jemma is afraid of Haley's safety and leaves for Haley's home to come check on her. Emma is on screen, hiding under her blanket and sobbing in fear. Caroline's screen still shows her artificial background. Radina's screen shows the ceiling and a single drop of blood on it. At this point, Teddy returns to the Zoom call, thus accidentally involving himself in the séance. He asks where everybody is, when suddenly the lights in his room go off. Emma is terrified and whispering for him to run. Teddy switches on a flashlight and looks around the room. The spirit appears in his house in the form of a rotten, zombie-like corpse and breaks Ginny's neck, killing her. Then it knocks Teddy unconscious and sets him on fire. Emma is the only person left on the call. She turns to her laptop so that the camera is facing the door of her room. She tosses a blanket towards the doorway, and it falls on an invisible form standing there. Emma tries to escape out of the window, but the spirit pushes her outside forcefully, causing her to fall to her death. Jemma gets to Haley's house and breaks in to find Haley hiding under the desk. They try to escape using the light from Haley's Polaroid camera, but the spirit attacks them just as the Zoom call timer expires. The film ends as we see Haley's Zoom screen, and the camera scrolls through her contact list, which shows the names of everyone who participated in the film.